Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy February. Second month of the year already here, which means we have my January matcha and hojicha favorites of the month. And this was a good month for matcha. I have 4 matcha brands that I have been loving in the month of January, along with 1 hojicha powder. So let's get into it, because these are good. I have my notes here. Let's go through the ones that I completely demolished in the beginning of January. Let's start off with matcha.com's Tenchi organic blend. And I told myself last year, I made the prediction that I would really enjoy Tenchi organic this year because I was really on my first harvest kick last year in 2024 as far as the matcha.com blends go, and I told myself I think I'm going to gravitate more towards the Tenchi organic this year, knowing myself. And it's true, because in January I really enjoyed this Tenchi organic blend and I went through it so fast. And the reason why I really like it is because this one is a lot more nuttier I've experienced than the first harvest. I still love the first harvest, don't get me wrong, that will always be a favorite of mine, but I think the Tenchi organic is a little bit more nuttier in the note, and it's a lot more bolder in the nuttiness. And as far as boldness of matcha too, I feel like the Tenchi organic's a little bit bolder than the first harvest that I've experienced, because the first harvest is a little bit more light, a little bit more on the refreshing side, but I feel like this one was a little bit more bold and a lot more creamy and nuttier. So I really enjoyed this one, and I also made it for my friend for the first time. She tried one of my matcha lattes that I made for her, and she could also taste the nuttiness of the blend. So if that tells you anything from somebody who's never really tried matcha too much, she could taste the nuttiness and she really liked it. So I think that just goes to show how nutty the matcha notes are in that powder, which is why I love it. And then next up we have Kimikura Tea's Kagoshima blend. This one, I just really love this one. I don't know, because I tried it a couple years back when I first started matcha, and trying it again today and realizing how good it is, I think, I don't know, just made me so excited to have this blend back in my rotation of brands that I really like. I know this is in my top 3 brands of all time currently, because that's how good it is. And Emily back then knew what she was talking about. And even more so today, after understanding a lot more about matcha powder, this is such a good one. And I feel it's so well balanced. It's such high quality. The green is stunning. It's such a beautiful color. Truly, you could stare at it for so long because it's that pretty. But it's so smooth, it's creamy, it has hints of nuttiness, hints of umami, and it's so cohesive with all of the notes together. It just works so well and blends into one amazing matcha powder taste. And as a latte, it's so creamy, it's so smooth, and it has all of my favorite notes in it, and it's just perfect. It really is perfect. And I know that they have a store in Japan, so I'm really excited because I'm for sure gonna make it my goal to go there and to get matcha, because they are really my favorite. So this one, another one I demolished very quickly within this month. And then next up, this one is Mojo matcha. Honestly, I didn't have high expectations for this one because this one I got off of Amazon, and I'm very skeptical, I think, about the matcha powders on Amazon, although I do find a lot of good ones. I am most of the time more my expectations aren't that high, but this one actually surpassed my expectations in the best way possible. and I really, really like this one. I think this one is a perfect beginner matcha because this one is more lighter in like the matcha boldness. It's not like very medium bodied or very bold, I would say, or like full bodied. It's very much like on the lighter side. So when you drink it as a latte, I think some of the matcha flavor gets like lost within the milk. But again, I still think there is just enough for it to be like a light bodied matcha. But the thing that I love about this is that it's nutty. It is very nutty and it's delicious and it's creamy. And a lot of you guys actually asked me to try this brand because you guys liked it. So I finally got around to it and I understand. I understand you guys. This is from the Samidori cultivar, which I've experienced a lot of ones that I've tried from that cultivar to be nutty or to have like hints of like nuttiness or like roastedness in it. And this one is from it, so it makes sense why it's so nutty, and it has that like creamy, kind of like hinako, peanut butter taste notes in it. And that's what this one had exactly. And I really enjoyed it. The green was beautiful. And I think this is such a good quality matcha, especially if you love the nuttiness. You should try this. And then last up for the matchas, we have Rocky's Matcha Nakai Okumidori blend. I love Rocky's aesthetic. I love their tins so much. I should keep them. I really should. But they're so pretty. Like all of their tins and their aesthetic is just perfect. But this blend, again, Rocky's Matcha, I have like so many questions because I like truly want to know like how they, I just have questions. I have questions, but it's because this one tastes like ice cream. And if you know about Rocky's Matcha, and if you've tried a lot of their blends, a couple of their matcha powders, like their Asahi and their Uji Hikari blends, they taste like ice cream. And it's without any sweetener, like without any tampering to it. It tastes like ice cream. And it's so smooth, it's so creamy, it's sweet. It's just, it tastes like ice cream. Like I cannot explain it in other words than that. It's like a matcha ice cream. And I think that's so cool because it doesn't have any like sugar in it, and it doesn't have like, I don't try it with like the sweeteners or anything. I want to try it for like what it is. And when I tried this one, it tasted like ice cream, and I was shocked yet again because Rocky's Matcha keeps doing it. Like their matchas that they come out with, all of these cultivars that Rocky's Matcha comes out with, ice cream. I think the other one too. I think it was the Sujiki blend. Yeah, it was the Sujiki one that I tried too that tasted like ice cream. And I love that. I love ice cream, and I love creamy and sweet matchas that are sweet without added sugar or like anything like that. I like that it tastes like this on its own and that it can stand alone and taste like ice cream by itself, because that just amazes me. Like wow, like really, I have questions. But yes, if you can get your hands on this one, I highly recommend it. I will say Rocky's Matcha is on the pricier side, but it's always worth it. It really is always worth it. They're such a high quality brand of matcha, and I've tried a lot of their different blends and there's not a single one that I don't enjoy. Like they've all been so amazing and such high quality. So this is their most recent one that they came out with. I also have another one that I'm excited to try, but this one tastes like ice cream. I will say the only thing that I've noticed about this one after making it a couple times is that there's kind of like a clumpy texture that I experience regardless of like me whisking it a lot and like getting out all of the clumps. It kind of like solidifies like a little bit when I pour the matcha into like my lattes. I'll see like the little like clumps in it, which I don't see in like any of the other matcha powders or their blends. But this one I've noticed that it's a little bit different in the texture. So that's kind of the only thing that I have to say about it, is that it's a little bit clumpy-ish in texture even after you like whisk it. So that's the only thing, but the taste, I can't get over the taste. That's just what I can't get over. So anyways, yeah, just the one downside, but overall, still really good. Okay, so that was all the matchas. Let's do my hojicha powder. This is the a la Maison hojicha powder, and I think this one, yeah, this one is distributed by Aoi Secha from Japan, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about that distributor because they also make matcha that a lot of people really enjoy. So this is their hojicha powder, but a la Maison is a local like matcha and tea shop that we have here on Oahu, and I tried their hojicha latte like years back, and it was one of the best hojicha lattes I've ever tried on this island, and I still believe that to today. It's one of my favorites. They just do it right, and I think the winning factor is definitely the hojicha powder they use, which is this one. And this is the sweetest hojicha powder I've ever tried. Like, I've never tried a hojicha powder that was sweet. Usually they're more like roasted, more bitter, more earthy. And while this one still is roasted and earthy, it's also sweet, and the bitterness isn't as strong. Like, I know sometimes people are scared of hojicha because it's really bitter, but this one is more sweet than it is bitter. There is still like bitterness in it, but it's very subtle, and I think the roastedness and the creaminess of it overpowers that. So I think this is a good one to try if you are scared about hojicha because it's not as intense, but it's still really good. Like, this is a perfect hojicha powder. And they do sell it online. I looked, they have a website, so if you don't live here and if you want to try it, you can also buy it online. And they have like their matchas. They also have like tools like chawans, they have like whisks, they have all those things. So you can also look at that. But their hojicha powder, truly one of my favorites. All right, so that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my January favorites. And of course, if you guys have recommendations and you want me to try different things, please comment it. I write it down. I write it down in my ongoing list of brands and blends to try for you guys. So just know that I don't want to like buy so much when I don't really need to buy so much. But yes, I do take your suggestions, so please comment that because I really appreciate it. And I obviously don't know all of the matcha brands that are out there, so it helps when you guys leave those suggestions. But thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!